it hurt when you fell from heaven?
A little.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, listen, that's a pickup line that's gone maybe from cute to corny over the past decade. But my next guest says it's time to brush off the old Wall Street approach of buying fallen angels. I want to bring in now Rob Luna, Wealth Academy founder Rob Luna. All right, Rob, let's talk about this approach. Does it matter, like, why these angels were kicked out in the first place, why they fell to earth in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Charles. I mean, you don't want to buy a broken company. You're really just looking to buy a broken stock. And so, the concept of a fallen angel is some of these stocks that Wall Street, the market once loved. These are market leaders, but for one reason or another, they fell out of favor. And, kind of what I'm looking at to help viewers is I'm looking for 20% pullbacks plus, not 5, 6, 7% pullbacks, things that really gotten beaten up. But importantly, are these companies that have the strategy, have the management to turn them around and soon will come back into favor again? That's a strategy I really like, and it's worked well if you've done it for the past 10 years or so.
So I know you're looking at a couple names that fit the bill, right? Nike and Starbucks. And the irony is, yep, I think both companies probably could get a jolt from new management. What other catalysts would be there that you need before truly pulling the trigger, unless you already have?
Yeah, new management. Well, Starbucks is one that I picked up. I think they're doing some things to turn it around. They're getting a lot more efficient in their stores. Nike's one that I'm looking at, Charles. Look, Nike has gotten their lunch handed to them. This is actually a market they should be executing in. If you look at Decker, who has Hoka, which I think is one of the ugliest shoes out there, they've been absolutely crushing Nike. So I think from that perspective, they should have been executing. I think they've gotten it together. If you look at some of the marketing they've been doing lately, if you listen to Dick's Sporting Goods, they're pretty excited, Foot Locker, about Nike. So I think they start to turn around. Those are the things that you need to see in those names. But I think at these valuations, cheaper than you've been able to buy them for the last 5 years, these are the types of companies you want to look at adding after they made this big pullback, especially if you're pairing it with some of these high-flying tech companies.
Let's talk about the high flyers, the momentum names, right? Can't stop, won't stop. You've got a grand slam today with CrowdStrike. You ride those?
Yeah.
I know the old saying is you ride your winners, you sell your losers. That's one of the cliches on Wall Street that kind of pisses me off because, you don't know what's the winner and loser, right? I mean, until later on. You may sell a stock that's down today and tomorrow's up $85. But are you riding these things? Are you just going to keep riding the momentum names that you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think that's what we talk about in terms of the new style of diversification. If you're looking long-term, you got a guest on there, 401k. 401k is long-term. So your long-term thesis, what is that? Mine is technology is going nowhere, and especially cybersecurity. Full disclosure, CrowdStrike, Netflix, those are two of my personal largest holdings. I'm not selling those. I'd be a buyer of more if they pull back. But when I look at days like yesterday when they're getting beaten up, I want to have something in my portfolio that's balancing that out. And it's actually perfect, Charles, for diversification. Yesterday, Starbucks up, Nike up. Today, they're both down, but look at CrowdStrike, up 10, 11%. That is the essence of diversification, having some things that are going up when other things are going down. You don't want your whole portfolio going the same way at the same time.
Hey, Rob, speaking of being down, so we tease on Twitter when you're going to come on, and Charlie K2856 is asking about Path. We know Path took a real massive hit recently. I think it's a name that you liked in the past. Do you still like it? Would you bail on it? What would you do?
Yeah, I mean, Path is one of those names, Charles. Look, you don't always get them right. And what you're trying to do with a name like Path is find what's going to be the next leader. This is a company that's got a lot of opportunity, but like you're talking about management with Starbucks, I think management has missed the boat. They haven't been able to execute. They've got a lot of opportunity, but I think the onus now is on management to show you the money to see if they're able to turn things around. I'd be holding on this one right now until we could see something.
Man, over the years, I have so many of them. I've got a couple of those right now. The potential is mind-boggling if they had the right person at the top. Rob, thanks a lot, my friend. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.